What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another Star Wars The Old Republic dedicated video. Now in today's video we're going to be taking a third look at the Datamining version on Jedipedia for Game Update 5.10, Jedi Under Siege, and there's actually a couple of things that we're going to be talking about. So let's go ahead and jump straight in. Now there's not really that much Datamine today. There's only been 41 results that are brand new. Now, as you can see down here for the abilities, we got quite a bit of roar emotes that are going to be coming with Game Update 5.10. It turns out we are getting not only the Imperial and Republic Soldier disguised terminals, but we are also getting a Wookiee disguised terminal, as you can see down here as well. So not entirely sure how that's going to look. I'm assuming we're just going to be able to transform into a Wookiee. That's pretty much it. It looks like possibly we're going to be getting the same abilities as the Hut for a Green Beacon. Emotes that you'll be able to do as the Wookiee. I'm not entirely sure about that. We also got Disagree. That's interesting. Increased loot range increases the range in which you pick up additional loot while looting. That's actually pretty interesting to say the most. So anyway, we got a couple of new achievements as well. Now, mainly they're going to be Warzone, and you got a couple of daily missions for OSIS, Flashpoints, Galactic Experimentation. Wow, it's been a long time since I've actually said that. Extermination. There we go. Operation Starfighter Warzone. Now, here's what I really want to talk about. For the new items, we're getting a disguised terminal Wookiee. We've already discussed that. But these two next items, I'm actually super interested in. Now, we got a brand new Flair, character Flair, for all you Jedi lovers out there. We got a Flair of the Ancient Jedi. Now, I'm assuming the Ancient Jedi is going to be... Obviously, it's going to be a symbol of the Jedi Order, but I'm not entirely sure what it could possibly be design-wise. And next off, we have a brand new unusual weapon tuning. Now, I'm assuming this is just a placeholder name, but we have Ood Banar weapon tuning. Now, I do apologize if I mispronounced his name, but we're going to take a look at him right now. Because I posted this on Instagram, and one of my friends on there, he did a little bit of research and told me, you know, hey dude, he's actually canon or something like that. And so here this guy is, Ood Banar. It turns out he is a Neti, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, Netai Jedi Master, who lived for over 5,000 years. Before the Great Hyperspace War in 5000 BBY until 10 ABY. He was born on the planet Rick, I believe, or Reich, but he found himself stranded on Myrick during his youth. He eventually joined the Jedi Order, and over time became one of the most respected and revered masters of the era. He also specialized in the history of the Sith and preferred to avoid combat where possible, though he often advised more martial Jedi on how best to fight the dark side. Eventually, he had such knowledge of the Jedi and Sith lore that he recorded a holocron, which was passed down through the generations for centuries. Now, I believe on OSIS, we're going to be having a couple of missions that are related to a holocron. So I'm very, very curious if this certain holocron is Ood Banar's holocron. And as you can see right here as well, Banar eventually became the understudy of head librarian Udan at the Great Jedi Library on Osis. And after his friend's death at the hands of Exar Kun during the Great Sith War, Banar took over his role as head librarian. He was among the Jedi who discovered that they would have little time to evacuate before Osis was destroyed by a Sith-created supernova and a nearby Kron cluster. So I'm assuming the Sith Empire currently in the state of SWTOR I'm assuming we've created some sort of supernova. Not entirely sure. I don't really read too much on this. While the other Jedi hurried to save as much as they could, Bernard went to his bundle of ancient lightsabers, hoping they would survive the shockwave heading for the planet. However, he was interrupted by Exar Kun, who had come to Ossus to scavenge any artifacts left behind. Knowing he could not defeat the Dark Lord of the Sith, Bernard transformed into a giant and immovable tree, bearing Kun from the trove of sabers. He survived the devastation of Ossus and entered a millennia-long slumber. He was awakened in 10 ABY to find Luke Skywalker and Cam Solsker. Like I said, I apologize if I'm pronouncing those last names wrong. Facing off against a dark side elite named Cedrus QL, who had taken a native girl hostage. The Darksider attempted to use the dark energies contained in Ossus' skies and against Bernard, but the Natai fought back, Can't pronounce that word. Like I said, I'm still learning a lot, so don't judge me on this. But anyway, I'm assuming we're going to be having... I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on this, but I'm curious to know if we're going to be seeing Ood Bernard in Ossus. Now, of course, we don't have any anything that mentions him right now. That's obviously not textured. I'm more than positive that we'll probably have a cutscene where they mention him in Ossus during the story, so I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. But I am very curious, though, to know what this weapon tuning is. I'm wondering if this weapon tuning is going to be something tree-related, like a tree corrupting your lightsaber, like the roots of a tree, if you will. Possibly they would be wrapping around the lightsaber, giving you a very special effect or something from Ossus. Unfortunately, like I said, all this is just speculations. There's nothing really confirmed. So this weapon tuning can easily be incorrect. Could easily just be a placeholder for something else. But I guess, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to find that out until December. Luckily, we're not that far away from December, so it's almost here, sorta. But that pretty much does it for this upload. I just wanted to give you guys a quick heads up, a quick little update for the current Datamining patch, if you will. I will definitely leave a link down below in the description for Jedipedia and, of course, Ood Bernard's story, so you guys can read more about him. And until then, until we get more updates and whatnot, I will talk to you guys later.